The universe is listening to you. Energies are aligned for you right now, so I want to remind you of intentional thinking. As in numerology, 1111 is a sign of vibrational alignment. And number 11, the master number, also known as the master visionary, the master manifester, holds within a vibration that allows you to transform your thoughts into reality. And it is often reminding you to check up your self-talk. So this is your reminder to check your self-talk right now. Notice whether it is positive, constructive, and hopeful, or if it tends to be negative, destructive, and fearful. Keep catching yourself and manifesting a future self that aligns with your desired outcome. So my friend, imagine if everything you say and think becomes a reality. Would you become more aware of your self-talk and dedicate time each day to engage in creative thinking about who you want to become and the life you desire? Would you take more time with that? Because I would. I'm actually taking time every single day to create my life. So let this message serve as a reminder for today. Irrespective of your beliefs regarding the concept of creative transformation, may it remind you to pay attention to how you're talking to yourself right now. What kind of thoughts you're choosing, how you're thinking about your present life right now. Are you focusing more on the things you're grateful for? Or are you focusing more on the things that are out of alignment, that are incoherent, that you would rather not see them? Because, on a basic psychological level, we begin to feel significantly better when we cultivate kindness, compassion, and positivity towards ourselves. But sure, this doesn't mean ignoring negative situations that require deep examination for potential solutions. Instead, it involves adopting a more objective perspective and approaching them as a curious student who is eager to discover how negative circumstances can be transformed into a positive outcome. It certainly requires courage and resilience. But, my friend, I have faith in your capacity to cultivate these qualities. Because when we learn to shift our self-talk, the way that it becomes more constructive, and if we are able to take the creative approach towards ourselves, we start to look at our lives as an art, as a creation of art. And the first thing we truly need to develop as a skill is to stop emotionally reacting to what's happening and become more objective, become like an observer. Like Buddhist monks would say to you, just observe your life without reacting to it. And suddenly, it already becomes as a form of meditation. Just that you can live your life completely normally. You can move through events, you can go at your job, you can talk with people, and just become a bit more objective and less emotional about the things that may disturb you, that may bother you, that may kind of be out of alignment with your desires. And being objective means that you look at something without emotionally reacting to it because it's not in alignment maybe with your belief systems or with your desires or with your expectations. So we learn to separate our emotions from what's actually happening. And as we do it, we can then think about, okay, will we work on our emotional healing, or will we actually study the present reality and see how can we transform it into something greater? And that's a work of an alchemist, right? And of course, you can't transform something into something greater if you feel negative emotions around it, right? And our emotional body can be studied by or through being aware of what we feel, paying attention to our emotions, and sending some love to the areas of our body that feel tense, that feel more negative. And if you meditate on it a little bit and you notice, okay, this is where I feel fear, and you start paying more attention. Is it in a certain organ? Is it in a certain part of your body? You will notice that that part of your body just needs some attention. It just needs some love, some care. So allow yourself to give some of that to that part of your body. As unconsciously, you've been suppressing this part of yourself. Every time when something scary happened, you've suppressed this tense energy into that part of your body completely unconsciously, because you felt that there's the space where you could kinda store this energy, and later in life you will deal with it. But most people have not been taught how to release something negative, how to release something that is not serving us anymore. So we're all kinda carrying around us bags of toxicity, of heavy energy that we don't know what to do with it. So the best approach you can make here is to just pay attention to where you feel this tense energy, and allow yourself to give some love to that part of you. Like, you can say, oh, I love you so much, thank you so much for working for me, thank you so much for being healthy, thank you so much that you're helping me to maintain health in my body, if that's an organ, if that's any part of your body. But then when it comes to shifting our reality, when we become more objective, we may say, oh, this is missing, oh, that's what I don't like. Okay, let's see what this event is teaching me, right? Because when you notice, okay, something is missing, am I lacking certain skills? Am I lacking certain knowledge? What could I study that would help me to change this for something better, for something that I actually want to see? And it firstly takes us to clarity around what we actually want to have, what we want to experience, what are our deep needs, our deep desires, and maybe even knowing from where those desires are coming from, because it's good to know if the desire comes from your soul, comes from your heart, as a need that will make your life easier so you can focus on your purpose, or it comes from your environment as a sense of manipulation from social media and maybe culture and, you know, people around you, family, whatever. And you just notice, okay, these are my desires, this is what I want, and clearly my reality is not how I would like it to be, so let's see what I need to learn, let's see what I need to change about my actions, and let's see how I feel around it. What's the energy that I feel most of the day? Is it fear? Is it sadness? Is it worry? Is it anxiousness? Or is it gratitude and happiness and joy and inspiration? And just notice what's the energy behind what you're experiencing, and you will see that this energy is controlling your behaviors. It's not your free will, it's the energy behind it. And once you notice what kind of energy is controlling your behaviors, then you can decide to raise it up to a higher level. And usually we use meditations for that. If you're familiar with meditations from Dr. Joe Dispenza, for example, in his work, he is teaching people to firstly to take their awareness of the space and time, place it into your inner being, place it into the infinity of everything. So you detach from the physical life, you detach from your body, you become nothing, and then in that nothingness you connect to the source and you awaken a higher energy of inspiration, of passion for life, of love for existence, of excitement for new opportunities, of happiness for good things that are already surrounding you. And as you start raising your energy, you start looking on life completely differently. You start to feel whole. And a person who is whole is not lacking anything. And when you feel like everything is already fulfilled, you start treating yourself much differently. Your self-talk will change. Your beliefs around life will be transformed to healthier ones, to ones that will actually support the life you want to live. And that's where a huge transformation may happen if we stay consistent to that work. Because usually when we get back into our lives, we start to think from an old level of mind, right? Oh, again, I'm back here. But when we do the work consistently, we start to notice the difference. We start to notice, okay, maybe I can't maintain the life I want to live if I'm not building new skills, if I'm not taking care of my health, if I'm not nurturing my body the way it needs to be nurtured to be as healthy as possible. And it all comes then to our self-talk, how we are talking to ourselves. Are we giving a mental support towards ourselves? Something we want to hear, like maybe something you would like to hear from somebody else. Become your own supporter. Start cherishing yourself. Start supporting yourself mentally. When you're working on something that is important to you and your inner critic is saying, oh, you suck at this, oh, stop doing, what are you doing? Catch yourself and start saying some constructive words to yourself. Say that actually you're a work in progress. I am becoming better and better as I'm building new skills. Every time I try, I become a bit better. Everything I do, I become better at it. And whatever I do, it grows into something that allows me to attract abundance to me, that allows me to attract right people to me, that allows me to attract right information to me. So I can become even better and better and better at what am I doing. And when you change this self-talk, you will notice that you will start to feel better as well. You will start to feel a bit more inspired and enthusiastic. And as it happens, you will start to look on life like, what else can I change? What else could I uplift? Is there something, related to my relationships that I don't like, to my family maybe? Is there a lack of honesty, a lack of openness? Maybe I can become that example in my family, and maybe somebody may not learn, but see a potential of improvement of our conversations, like being more emotionally open or being more honest and supportive to one another. So you can just ignite a whole new pattern in your family. But the truth is that usually it happens almost by itself when you start making this kind of a change within yourself, towards yourself. Also, people around you start opening up more and things start aligning. It happens to me in my family. I've noticed when I've started working more on myself, the relationship with my mother, the relationship with my father changed almost automatically as a byproduct of my inner work. When you start releasing certain old energies, we start behaving differently, we start thinking differently. And as a byproduct of that work, we hold less tension and less frustration towards our environment, towards our familiar people, and towards anything we experience. And therefore, all those things, all those people, all those events reflect back to us our internal change. And that is kind of quantum process that happens in the background of our lives. And today I just wanted to give you this reminder to pay more attention to your self-talk, as everything starts there. Everything starts in the way you talk to yourself. And I know that most of those conversations are unconscious, as neuroscientists are saying that in a day we're thinking about 60 to 70,000 thoughts, and 95% of those thoughts are unconscious. So sure, we are not conscious about everything we're saying to ourselves, but as we just become more aware, for example, at the time you go to sleep, you start saying some kind words to yourself, something you want to see in your life, like it is already present or it is coming into existence. Like, I'm so happy that my life is changing in a positive way right now. And you keep saying that to yourself. I love how my life is transforming. I love how I'm resilient to challenging times and I'm making the best out of it. I love how now I'm meeting the most incredible people. I love how my finances are growing. My salary is rising as my boss noticed that I'm improving at my work or whatever is your thing. I love to see how how the results are just finding me out of nowhere, how everything is growing, how I'm becoming more energized. I love my enthusiasm for life. And you keep up, making up, be creative with those words and keep saying that to yourself. You will see, if you stay consistent with that, your life will start changing so much. Sometimes people don't experience anything because they try it one time and nothing changes. You see, it's all about consistency. It's always all about consistency. If you truly become aware every single day, like before you go to sleep, you lay in your bed and you start saying for 5 to 10 minutes something really, really constructive to yourself, something that is making results, something that is uplifting to your spirit, you will see that so much will start changing. Because if you imagine, like, whatever you say, you give the universe permission to make it possible for you. You will become more conscious around the words you're using towards yourself. Not all the time, but at least at the times you catch yourself. So my friends, transformation can only happen, like I said yesterday, when we destroy something old, like some old patterns, and we create new ones. May today's reminder remind you to destroy old thinking patterns and create new ones. Here's actually a practice you can use, like if there are certain beliefs that are so heavy, so strong for you, and you kinda can't let them go. Imagine an old green board, the one that was used in school if you're a bit older. And then imagine those beliefs written on that green board. And now just erase them. Visualize how you're erasing them and write new ones. And visualize how you're writing word by word new beliefs. And keep doing that work consistently for at least 1 month. You will notice after 1 month, the old beliefs will lose their power and the new ones will strengthen their power. And you can do it with everything. And if you keep up with all other activities you're doing, all other things that may help you on that journey, educating yourself with some new information that may empower you, taking care of your body, and exposing yourself to maybe some fearful things that may actually help you to build new skills, you will notice a huge difference in your life. So my friends, I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Stay beautiful, stay magnificent, stay creative, and till next time, one love.